Hey guys, this is Ralph from Ralph's Guitar Lessons, and today I have your very first guitar lesson. So on this channel, I'm going to help you to become the best guitar player that you can be. Leave comments letting me know if the video helped you out. If you have any questions, let me know if there's any lessons that you would like to see out of me that I haven't done yet. Also subscribe so that way you'll be up to date with any new videos I release, and leave me a like letting me know that this video did help you out. That way you can become awesome at guitar as quick as possible. So let's go over the basics when playing guitar. I'm going to assume that you already got a guitar, you already got a pick, and you already got a strap. The strap and the pick are pretty important for most guitar players. You can get away without having a strap or a pick, but I think the strap is very useful. They're pretty cheap. They range between $20 and $30, and they give you the ability to stand up and play, which is pretty handy, and they also help you control the guitar. So I highly recommend them, and I also recommend grabbing some picks. These are pretty inexpensive. Just grab the cheapest ones that you can find and get multiples of those, that because you're going to lose some picks. They're very small and they blend in really well. I would say if you're more interested in rock music, then the pick is very useful. The finger picking is more for like folk music, ballads, and definitely classical music. So if you're into those types of music, then do finger picking. That would be for a different lesson, but I'm going to give this lesson based on the pick. This is a 1 mm pick with a pointy tip here. I find these very useful. You'll usually find thinner picks with more of a rounded edge, but just try out something just to get used to it. That doesn't matter quite as much as the guitar itself. I recommend if you're right-handed, you will have your right hand, usually your forearm, right on the top of the body here, and have that as control. This right hand, or this right arm rather, can control the guitar pretty easily. I have my right hip in the indentation of the body right here, and with that I can really control the guitar easily. That way it's not moving around. You don't want to be slouching with the guitar either. You want to sit up, have a nice posture, have your back supported, feet flat on the ground, and then be able to have control with this right arm on the right part of the body. That way the left hand can do its thing when fretting notes or playing chords, and then the pick can do its thing easily with comfort. Now, with the pick, I recommend holding it like this. So it's almost like I'm pinching the pick. I find this to be very handy for my type of style. I get a lot of versatility out of this. I get a lot of speed and precision when I play. So I recommend holding it kind of like this. So I'm taking the pick and then putting it on the side of my index finger, and then just having my thumb come over top. This is a very simple picking strategy to adopt to, so that way I can play many different types of styles very efficiently. So that's why I recommend you guys do it. I'll show it again. So I have the pick, lay right on top, and then just hold it right there. And then when you're using the pick, and I'm going to get a little bit closer, but the pick is going to point at the fretboard. So it's almost like the pointy end here is coming right into the fretboard and sticking into it. So that way when you strum up and down, this tip part here is running perpendicular to the fretboard and the strings, so it can strike against them. And that's going to be your generic strategy when you're playing. On an electric guitar, you're pointing, the pick itself is going to be pointing at the pickups, or it will be pointing at the sound hole on an acoustic guitar. And sometimes when I'm playing, I like to use my pinky ring or both to anchor myself when I'm playing, depending on what I'm doing. But that's not necessary. Sometimes you can use the palm side of the pinky as well to help out with that. That's usually what my go-to is, and that gives me something to brace against to play as well. So my forearm and my palm side of the pinky, or the pinky side of the palm rather, are anchored to help support the pick. So now with the left hand of the guitar, or the fretting hand, thumb position can be pretty important. If I'm playing chords, especially these open chords near the headstock at the top of the guitar, my thumb tends to wrap around. I find that position to be quite comfortable, but with bar chords, the thumb will run along the middle of the neck. I find that to be much more comfortable. I get a lot more leverage in that. So one thing that's pretty useful is getting used to moving the thumb around. And that's going to be something that you realize is that depending on what kind of stuff that you're playing on guitar, your thumb's going to move along with that. So in the lessons I'm going to give, I'll have like scales and playing single note stuff. So you'll want your thumb along the middle of the neck during that activity. But then when you're playing chords, especially the beginner chords that I'll be showing in the lessons, and I'll put some links to these lessons in the cards of this video so that we can see it. You can see that the thumb is wrapping over top there. So that's one thing to keep in mind, that thumb movement is expected, and it is also important because without the thumb, you can't really fret the notes properly, whether you're doing guitar or you're doing like chords or single note items. And then I'll talk about fretting as well. You don't want to press the frets too lightly, because then you'll get this muffled sound. And then you don't want to press too hard, because you'll get this the tone of the note that you're playing will actually sharpen. It'll raise and pitch. And if you're doing that, the chord or the notes that you're playing will not be in tune with everything else you're doing. And if you're in a band, it won't be in tune with everything else that the other band members doing, the other instruments. So it can really throw out the tonality of what you guys are playing. So one thing to work on as a beginner is to really focus on playing slowly and making the quality of what you're playing very good. So I have lessons on the E minor chord, the G chord, and the F major chord, which are very basic. So what you should do is focus on strumming and playing those chords and having even pressure, comfortable pressure on the guitar while you're playing it. Now, since you're new to this, it'll feel pretty rough on your fingers. So it might feel like you're either pressing too hard or not too hard enough, but it just comes with practice. So you go to those chord lesson videos, you play some of the chords, get used to them, and then you'll see indentations. Actually, I have them right now. I don't actually. Yeah, I have some indentations. Even after playing for so long, I still get them. And that's totally normal. I don't think I ever bled doing it. I've heard of that happening, but don't worry about it. I think that's kind of rare. You might get calluses on your fingers, but they'll go away. The more you play, that's a non-issue. That's something that surprises a lot of people, is how nasty it can be on the hands. But it's something that goes away really quickly, and the more committed you are to playing, the more that you'll see the fruits of your labor, because it'll go away. You'll be able to play more stuff more effectively. It'll increase your endurance, and it'll allow you to play more. It's a nice avalanche of skill and physical endurance coming to you. So to recap, get a strap if you don't have one. Get a bunch of picks if you don't have them, and then hold the pick like this and get used to pointing the tip of the pick right at the pickups, the humbucker pickups, whatever pickups you got, or the sound hole, and then get used to a nice thumb position, and then fret the strings not too hard, not too soft. Find that balance. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them for me to review, and then I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Subscribe so that way you'll be able to stay up to date with the videos I'll produce in the future, help you get better sooner. And then leave a like if this video helped you out. I'll be looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Jam on, dudes.